Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the biggest nose. Yes, that's me. JC Courtside on Tuesday, April 28th. Well, the Detroit Pistons have fallen to 3-1 to the Orlando Magic, the 8-seeded Orlando Magic. I apologize for the lack of hype. I'm sure you guys can understand my disdain of this basketball team. Imagine if I was an enthusiastic Pistons fan. Imagine if I expected a lot from this team. Just imagine that. Because there's Pistons fans out there that thought Jalen Durham was a number two. There's Pistons fans out there that thought we didn't need a number two. There are. Imagine how those guys feel right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to our podcast where we do these shows Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern, live streamed across multiple platforms. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I want to just get right into this episode. It's not going to be that long of one. The NBA hoops weren't spectacular last night. We have an incredible stud of the night from last night. Real showstopper, if you'd say. I just want to say thank you to everybody tuning in. We got some good NBA hoops tonight. We will be previewing those games as well as breaking down the games that happened last night. So, podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. TikTok, be sure to drop some likes, follows, subscribes, all that jazz. And Twitch chat. You guys got the easiest job in the whole entire world, y'all. All you got to do is sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, an energy drink, and enjoy the show. Let's just get it over with, right? Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. I was talking about it with my Twitch chat before we started the podcast, but let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Now that I've gotten most of this stuff off my chest, the Orlando Magic, the 8th seed, lead the Detroit Pistons, the 1st seed, 3-1. Magic go up 3-1 as Pistons crumble. Final score, 94-88. And I was talking about this with my chat yesterday, and maybe I mentioned it on the podcast. I'm unsure. But I was talking about how I like dogfights in the NBA. I love a good dogfight. I love low scoring, defensive first. I love that so much. And this wasn't a dogfight. The step down from a dogfight is what we like to call a rock fight. A rock fight. This would be an insult to rocks. This game would be an insult to rocks all around the world. This was a mud fight. They were throwing mud at each other. They were in the mud wrestling. It was ugly. This was not a good basketball game. And honestly, I didn't realize it was so low scoring until like maybe 3 minutes left in the game. Ladies and gentlemen, where should I start? I'm going to start with the Pistons because there's not much I can compliment either of these teams. So let's start with the Pistons. And I'm not going to spend 25 minutes talking about this team because the Pistons won't matter on Judgment Day. They won't. The Detroit Pistons fall 3-1. Now, I could blame Cade's turnovers. I could blame not enough shooting. I could blame Jalen Durham. I can blame all of those things so effortlessly. But I won't. This is JB Bickerstaff. He's got a playoff record of 10-22 now. I pray the Pistons season ends tomorrow, Wednesday, in Game 5. I pray that the Pistons lose this series in 5. Because then I believe JB Bickerstaff will be on the chopping block. And I mean, I want him gone yesterday. In fact, I wanted him gone last year after that Knicks series. I have proof. I have receipts. I said, and I quote, in the middle of that Knicks series, get rid of JB Bickerstaff. He's not a good coach. He raised the floor of this team, but he'll never raise that ceiling. And I'm a firm believer that he still needs to go. He still needs to go. I hope the Pistons lose in 5 because this is just an embarrassment. This is an embarrassment. Now, I'd like to talk about some things. Everybody's going to be talking about Cade Cunningham having 8 turnovers. Everybody's going to talk about that. He broke a record. He had the most turnovers in a 3-game stretch in the playoffs, passing Larry Bird and James Harden. I'm not going to blame Cade for that. It's his fault, for sure. Most of them, in fact, 7 out of the 8 turnovers were unforced. And that's the biggest issue. That's the biggest issue with Cade Cunningham's turnovers. My coping mechanism is, and it's a pretty good one. Who else? Who else is going to dribble the ball? Who else is going to dictate the ball game? Nobody. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. So if Cade's getting these turnovers, it's because nobody else is willing to, nobody's capable of dribbling the basketball. Nobody's capable of orchestrating an offense. So Cade, while those turnovers are bad, I mean, would you rather the ball be in Karis LeVert or Danis Jenkins' hands? A two-way player who was only good when he was broke and then he got signed and then he became poop? With all due respect, nobody else can dribble the ball other than Cade Cunningham. Now, I just got to go down this list really quickly, y'all. Duncan Rob... No, I can't. JB Bickerstaff continually played players who should not have seen the court in the second half. He continuously played players that shouldn't have touched the court at all. Now, for all my non-Pistons fans out there, this is for you. Duncan Robinson was not supposed to start. He was not supposed to start this season. He wasn't. He was not supposed to start. He was supposed to be the sixth man of this basketball team. Jaden Ivey got re-injured in training camp, thus thrusting Duncan Robinson to start. Jaden Ivey came back, and, well, we all know what happened there. So Duncan Robinson decided to stay starting. And that's not a bad move. The bad move is that your head coach could not adapt to playoff basketball and couldn't change his style of rotations. Asar Thompson is the next best ball handler, yet he takes both Asar and Cade Cunningham out of the game at the same time. So we're stuck with Karis LeVert and Danis Jenkins minutes. Now, this goes out to every non-Pistons fan once again. Non-Pistons fans think that Malik Beasley, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Dennis Schroeder were super important to the team and we should have brought them back. Now, I have a rebuttal. Dennis Schroeder, I agree. I wish the Pistons brought him back. Unfortunately for the Pistons, they tried, but the Sacramento Kings offered him $35 million. Pistons weren't going to give Dennis Schroeder, a guy that's been on 92 basketball teams, that amount of money. Now, let's talk about Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. First and foremost, Tim Hardaway Jr. last year was a good backup to Jaden Ivey. When Jaden Ivey went down, Tim Hardaway Jr.'s numbers all went down. Tim Hardaway Jr. was not doing this for the Pistons that he was doing for the Denver Nuggets. In fact, I saved a funny stat for y'all because people think that Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. were prolific in that Knicks series. Ladies and gentlemen, would you believe me if I said Tim Hardaway Jr. shot 16 for 50 from three against the Knicks last year in the playoffs? That was Tim Hardaway Jr. Malik Beasley shot 16 for 52 from three against the Knicks last season. 15 for 62. So I got to reiterate myself. Do the Pistons miss Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway? They miss the idea of them. Yes. They don't miss the actual players. Dennis Schroeder? Yes. The Pistons miss him. But they weren't going to pay him $35 million. So, yeah, the idea of Tim Hardaway Jr. and Malik Beasley sound great. But all in all, JB Bickerstaff still wouldn't do what he has Kevin Huerter riding on the bench. He has Paul Reed riding on the bench. He has Marcus Sasser, arguably the Pistons' second best shot creator, self-creating shot creator, riding on the bench. He has Ron Holland riding on the bench. Ladies and gentlemen, what we're watching right now is malpractice as far as what a head coach is supposed to do. I found this incredible tweet thread from one of the Pistons fan bases in the community. And honestly, he went crazy. And I love this tweet so much that I got to read it out for everybody. I am not on my likes right now. My apologies. I got to read it out for everybody so they can truly understand what I'm talking about. Here we go. This team is not being coached. It's as simple as that. I don't care what kind of locker room accountability you might preach, what schemes you have. If you let a guy, excuse my French, fuck up every single play like this over and over and over, you are not coaching. There is no accountability. He's wandering in space defensively. This is all about Jalen Duren, by the way. He's not setting screens. He's not rolling hard. He's not sealing in the post. Your offense can't execute because every action involving him on or off ball fails. You have played over 5 minutes like this. This is malpractice. He gets a rebound, gets K to 3, and then the next play is a no-show at the rim, and then doesn't even try to rebound on the following offensive possession. He's putting K at foul risk. JB, you have utterly failed to meet the moment here. This is the shit you fire coaches for. And I cannot reiterate this enough, ladies and gentlemen. I can't. Because what I just watched, if you watch this game, you will know what I'm referring to. The coaching in this game, the coaching in this entire series has been absolutely atrocious. Atrocious. I can blame Jalen Duren all I want. I can be mad and angry at Jalen Duren all I want. The Pistons, I keep seeing people say the Pistons have no spacing. And my answer to you is they don't need it against this Orlando Magic team. Against the Cavaliers? Sure. Against the Celtics? Sure. Against the Knicks? Fine. They do not need spacing against the Orlando Magic. What has gone wrong has been everything. Everything. It's not spacing. It's your second all-star hasn't shown up. Your head coach doesn't know who to play. And that's the biggest issue here. The Magic have played horribly. Horribly. The Magic have played horribly. And the Pistons have played even worse than the Magic have. The Orlando Magic shot 32% from the field last night. They shot 25% from 3. And again, I have to reiterate this because you did not watch the game, and I can tell you did not watch the game. Cade acting like he don't give an F about the ball. Who else would you like to dribble the ball? Who else would you like to dominate the ball? Karis LeVert? Dennis Jenkins? Take your pick. I feel like this is the most important quote I got to show. At the trade deadline, Trajan Langdon, the Pistons GM, said, this is on if the Pistons can win a championship right now. And he said, and I quote, I don't even know. Really, we haven't won a playoff game. We haven't won a home playoff game. I'm just not going to talk about championships yet. It's two completely different monsters. He also then went on to say, our goal is to win a playoff series. So I have to reiterate myself. I'm happy. I was realistic about this Pistons team. I'm extremely happy about that. I'm extremely happy that I was not otherworldly belief into this team. I went and found a very funny stat for you guys. The Pistons in the second half. Can we play a game? Chat, do you guys think over under how many buckets did the Pistons make outside of the paint in the second half? Over under 9.5. Over or under 9.5. Did they make 9.5 shots out of the paint in the entire second half? I'm seeing a lot of unders because that's obviously what you expect. I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's not just under. It's way under. They made, and get ready for this, they made 2 shots outside of the paint in 24 minutes of play. 2 shots. Go watch the game back. Go watch it back. This was not a dog fight. This was not a rock fight. This was a mud fight. They made 2 shots outside of the paint in the entire second half. That includes mid-range. That includes 3-pointers. Correct. They made 2 shots outside of the paint. So if you guys are coming in here and insulting me, insulting my ball knowledge, I told y'all. I am a Pistons fan, but I'm not an oblivious Pistons fan. I didn't talk shit to Magic fans. I didn't talk shit to Celtics fans. I didn't talk shit to Knicks fans. Not once. all season long because I knew this wouldn't work. I knew this wouldn't work. And if you watch the Pistons thoroughly, not box scores, not headlines, if you watch the Pistons thoroughly, you'd know. You would know. And all I have to say, Isaiah Stewart, you showed up and showed out. He got 8 blocks off the bench. 8 blocks off the bench. Some guy in the TikTok said, then you no fan. Boy, mute. Piston in 7. 7 years, maybe, my friends. 7 years, maybe. TikTok, if you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. Link in my bio. It's a much better viewing experience over here. I'd love to see y'all. This all comes from JB Bickerstaff, ladies and gentlemen. Isaiah Stewart had 8 blocks off the bench last night. Arguably, probably could have been more. He had 8 blocks last night. That is the most blocks in a playoff game by one player since 2012. Ladies and gentlemen, 2012 was 14 years ago. I was a freshman in high school. That was the last time a player got 8 blocks in a playoff game. 14 years ago. On top of that, he is the first ever player in NBA history. This is not a miscalculation. This is a real statistic. He is the first player in NBA history in a playoff game to get 8 blocks in under 25 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, he didn't play 25 minutes. He didn't play 24 minutes. He didn't play 23, 22, 21, not even 20. He didn't even play 19 or 18. Isaiah Stewart played 17 minutes last night. Isaiah Stewart got 8 blocks in 17 minutes of game last night. Hit a 3. And a Magic fan in my Twitch chat came in and said, I was praising the heavens every time JB Dickerstaff took Isaiah Stewart out. Because anybody watching this game knew. Anybody but Jalen Duren on the court, please. Anybody but Jalen Duren on the court. Anybody. What I saw last night, before I move on from the Pistons, by the way, every time a team gets eliminated, we are going to be talking about what's next for those teams. So to end today's episode, we're going to be talking about what's next for the Phoenix Suns. Sorry to spoil it. My final note on the Detroit Pistons, I can't talk about their offseason yet. I will do that when they get eliminated. I pray they get eliminated tomorrow. My final note, I hope they lose in 5. I'd love to see JB Bickerstaff fired. I wanted him fired after the Knicks series, but obviously that wasn't going to happen. Duncan Robinson and Jalen Duren were getting attacked all night, and JB Dickerstaff continued to put them into the game. The Pistons went up by 8. JB Dickerstaff put Duren back in, and the Pistons went down by, I think it was 12. The Pistons got out-muscled. The Pistons got out-hustled. They got beat at their own game. My final note on this team before they get eliminated on Wednesday. First and foremost, if you live in Detroit or the Metro Detroit area, don't go to the game. Don't go. Save your money. Don't go to the game. Don't go to the game. Don't go. Final note on this team for now is I haven't seen the Pistons win a playoff series since I was 10 years old. The Magic haven't seen a playoff series win since I was 12 years old. It fucking sucks, man. The series is over. I need you guys to understand. The series is over. If the Pistons did anything remotely in these 4 games to give me a sign that they can come back, I wouldn't say it's over. Fun fact, and I'll share it with you guys in case you don't know. In 2003, this has nothing to do with now. In 2003, the number 1 seed Detroit Pistons was up against the number 8 seed Orlando Magic. So just like what's happening right now, the Orlando Magic went up 3-1. Tracy McGrady was averaging 41 points per game in the first 4 games. It's not an exaggeration. Tracy McGrady was averaging 41 points in the first 4 games against the 1-seeded Pistons. And then the Pistons made a crucial change, and they started their rookie, Tayshaun Prince, in the final 3 games. T-Mac never touched 20 for the rest of the series, and the Pistons came back from a 3-1 deficit. Unfortunately for this team, they don't have a Tayshaun Prince. They don't have Ben Wallace, who was grabbing 17 rebounds a game, 21 rebounds in this game. They don't have those guys. This series is over. My final point, we lost 28 games in a row 2 years ago. We lost 28 games in a row. And that was funny. As a Pistons fan, it was funny. Watching them choke every lead in that 28-game losing streak, watching them choke every single lead, it was funny. This is depressing. This is depressing. This is utterly depressing. The Orlando Magic, there's not much I can say about them because the Orlando Magic have been horrible all series long. They've been horrible. Magic fans will agree. They've been horrible. Paolo's had a horrible series. You think, like, genuinely, the Orlando Magic have been horrible, and I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm a big Magic fan. I don't have any ill will against the Orlando Magic. They've been horrible, but the Pistons have just been worse. I mean, we can just look at this. Franz Wagner's been their best. 7 for 15 last night, 19 points. He got hurt. He didn't return in the second half. No, Magic fans, don't get insulted. There's a guy in the TikTok that's getting really mad at me. He said, "We have been playing better than you. Stop LARPing." I'm not LARPing. Magic fans, please, my smart Magic fans in my Twitch stream, you guys will agree with me. The Orlando Magic have been god-awful all series long. They've been horrible. They've been bad. It's just the Pistons have been worse. I'm not insulting the Magic whatsoever. All I'm saying is they have been bad. The Pistons just have been worse. Paolo, horrible night, but he still finishes with 18 points. Paolo was 4 for 18, but he had 13 free throws. Wendell Carter babied Jalen Duren. Desmond Bane had an okay night, not better than game 4, but he hit 5 threes. He was 7 for 18 for 22 points, led their team. And honestly, my MVP of this game is Jamal Cain. Jamal Cain. Hey, shout out John Morant and shout out Triple J for being at this game. And I'll just say, because I'm not really complimenting the Magic as much as I should right now. So how I'll compliment, chat? I'm going to compliment those Orlando Magic fans. Unbelievable atmosphere. I wish I went, not for the Pistons, just to be in that arena. I think we all got to give it up to the Orlando crowd because I had a Twitch chat member, Mark, my biggest Magic fan, who was at the game yesterday, and I wish I could have been there because that crowd sounded electric, sounded so cool, sounded so much fun. So shout out Magic fans, y'all deserve this. Not saying Pistons fans didn't deserve this, but the Pistons don't want it, bro. They don't want it. They've killed themselves. They're averaging 21 turnovers a game. 21 turnovers in a game. That's not happening, bro. That's not happening. You're not going to win playing like that. You're not. CD, Pacho, and Edwin, thank you guys so much for the big follows on Twitch. I appreciate y'all very, very much. And before we move on from this game, I know I said I wouldn't talk about this for 25 minutes, and here I am talking about it for 25 minutes. I'd like to say massive shout out to my wonderful, beautiful community. If I don't say it enough, I appreciate you all so much. Last night, I hosted a watch party for this Magic Pistons game at 8 p.m. Eastern when the game began. And we had 62 guys in there, man. We had 62 guys and girls watching that game with me. First of all, I'm sorry for putting y'all through that. What a horrible watch. But I appreciate you all very much for watching that game with me, bonding as a community. That's what this is all about. And I appreciate everybody that leaves the TikTok, joins the Twitch stream, because that's how most of y'all follow me. And most importantly, joins the Discord. That's where we did the watch party. So I do appreciate all of you guys very much for watching with me, hanging with each other, getting to know each other a bit more. Shout out to all of you who are leaving the TikTok, coming through to the Twitch, and joining the Discord. It was really fun being butt-ass naked, watching that Pistons game with y'all. I'm happy we all could share that real cool bonding moment. It was exciting, man. It was fun. I can't wait for our 62 goon session in that Discord. I appreciate y'all a lot, man. Let's go ahead and move on. They don't really deserve any more of my attention. I hope they lose in 5, and I hope JB Dickerstaff gets his ass canned. Let's go ahead and move on to the Timberwolves and Nuggets series. The Nuggets hold on. They're still down 3-2, but they hold on and they take game 5. Final score was 125-113. And the MVP from this game was Spencer Jones. Wow, what a man. Those commentators were loving it. He was 7 for 9 from the field, 20 points. Can we all agree that David Adelman has such a punchable face? He has such a punchable face. David Adelman looks like the Mad character. You guys remember the Mad comics? I'm not that old, right? Y'all remember what I'm talking about? He looks like that character from Mad. And this is what, you know, I got to be honest. I watched the post-game interview with David Adelman as well. I hate that dude, bro. I hate David Adelman. I hate him. It's bad, bro. It's bad. Zacho, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub on Twitch. Enjoy the ad-free viewing experience, my boy. I really appreciate you, bro. Thank you. And remember, guys, if you do watch your first 3 Twitch streams, when you find the stream, I will gift you a $5 subscription. That does not count if you miss a week of streams and then get 3 in a row. It's only for new folk. Unfortunately, Nate, you followed like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, and you missed some streams, so now it's a 3. So I'm not. If somebody else wants to gift you for that, they can. But I only gift the people who watch their first 3 Twitch streams in a row. All right. Stun, thank you for the resub as well. Let's continue with this game. Jokic had a really good game. He had a really good game. He had 27 points, 12 rebounds, 16 assists, nice triple-double. And he shot 9 for 15 from the field. His three-point shot has continued to abandon him. Christian Brown, 9 points, 3 for 5. Jamal Murray, not a good game. 24 points, 9 for 23. But I genuinely believe that they just got enough contribution. Jonas Valanciunas was huge off the bench. I just got breaking news from an insider source that Austin Reeves is optimistic to return to action in Game 5 against the Houston Rockets from his grade 2 oblique strain. Oh, Shams just tweeted as well. Damn, he must have just heard it from my inside source. Interesting. Okay, let's just put this on hold real quick then and talk about Austin Reeves going back. Shams, you're too late, bro. My inside source got to me before Shams got it. So, Austin Reeves might return. Let's talk about it. Doesn't matter. Series is over. All right, let's move back to the Denver Nuggets and Minnesota Timberwolves. This is a bad loss for the Minnesota Timberwolves because they actually had everything go right for them. They had everything go right for them this game, and they still lost. That's an issue. Offensively, they weren't shooting that well, but they just could not get to it defensively. When's the next time you're going to get 15 points from Terrence Shannon Jr. off the bench, 4 for Kyle Anderson, 15 from Bones Highland, and 12 for Naz Reid? When's the next time you're going to get that amount of production from your bench? Especially because I would assume who came in the starting lineup didn't do great. He was 7 for 14. He didn't play bad, but now he's on the scouting report. Mike Conley is 192 years old. Julius Randle had a great game, 27 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 8 for 15 from the field. But Jaden McDaniels, Rudy Gobert, you just need more from these guys, man. You need Jaden McDaniels to take 20 shots when Ant misses games. We've seen what Jaden McDaniels can do when they're missing Ant. I'm disappointed that he wasn't that aggressive last night. It didn't look like he was ready to take those amount of shots. Funny enough, I went to bed at midnight and I didn't watch a single part of this game live. I was that distraught from the Pistons Magic game. I know he got into foul trouble early, and that sort of limits players into finally getting into a rhythm. But I watched this game entirely at the gym this morning. I didn't watch a single second of it live. You guys really got to get hip to watching the condensed version of games. It's like 35 minutes, and it shows you all the makes, all the misses. Y'all really do got to get hip to that because I'm not staying up till 1 a.m. to watch NBA. I'm not. When I got to be up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym, I'm not staying up till 1. Even though last night I stayed up till midnight, but that was just because I couldn't fucking sleep because I was having nightmares while I was awake. Yeah, the Nuggets had a great game, man. The Nuggets had a great game. Spencer Jones came in and saved them. How many points did Spencer Jones have in the third quarter? Like, genuinely, I feel like he hit 5 shots in the third quarter. A guy in the TikTok said, "You not a true fan then." LMAO. I have to work in the morning, my boy. This is my job. If I have to stay up till 1 a.m. and then wake up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym and then do this, yeah, I'm sorry. It's just not happening. I'm 28 years old. When I was 21, sure, I was doing that. When I'm 28, it's got to be some like super eventful game. Like if it's a game 7, yeah, I'll be there. If it's a game 6, I'll be there. Game 5, bro, I'm not staying up. I'm not sacrificing a week worth of my energy. I have work all day today. There's just no chance I'm doing that. Good win for the Nuggets. And honestly, at this point, you start getting concerned a little bit because can the Timberwolves stave off this team? Can the Timberwolves do just enough to get past the Denver Nuggets? That's the biggest question. And the Nuggets haven't played well in the playoffs. They haven't. Last night, honestly, their game, they didn't even play well offensively. They didn't play well offensively. So can they keep it up? Can they lock in a little bit defensively? It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Yes, we all know the Wolves are missing Anthony Edwards and Dante DiVincenzo. Thank you, Kai. Yes, we all know that. The Nuggets are also missing Peyton Watson and Aaron Gordon. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It was fun. It's a fun game to watch. Spencer Jones went crazy. But this series concerns me. It very well could go 7. It very well could go 7. I don't think you're going to get another legacy IO game. I don't think so. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to, the most predictable series of the first round. Do I have any Suns fans? I hope you guys are turning up the speakers a little bit. The Oklahoma City Thunder complete the sweep and eliminate the Suns 4-0. Now, I'm not really going to talk a whole lot about this game in particular. Did we expect anything else? I do want to say, shout out the Suns. You guys had no expectations. You guys were expected to get 30 wins. 30. You obviously overachieved. You did their thing. You did your thing. And honestly, this is not the worst thing to happen. It's not the worst thing to happen. Oklahoma is a really good basketball team. They hit 17 threes last night. If OKC is hitting 15 plus threes, you're not going to win. You're not. That's like the one thing that the Thunder lack at. And if that's going in, you're just not going to win. This series was enjoyable for about 5 minutes. And OKC just dominated it from every aspect. Every aspect, they were dominating. A little bit too many turnovers. They got to clean that up. But the Suns they are also second in the NBA at steals per game. So it's somewhat expected. The Thunder are going to be playing, obviously, the winner of who would they play, Chet? Would they play the Lakers or Rockets? Yeah. They'd play the Lakers or Rockets. I don't think they care. I don't think anybody cares. I think we all know how that's going to go. They're going to play the Lakers, but I don't think anybody is expecting anything else. You know what I'm saying? That's just what's going to happen. I'm not really expecting anything. I do have to give credit to Dillon Brooks. He's been incredible. He came back from that injury. Last night, he had 23 points after scoring 30 in back-to-back games. He was 10 for 19 from the field, 2 for 4 from 3. I think it's time we have serious talks about Dillon Brooks. And I've talked about him a lot. TikTok is saying Lakers are winning in 6 against the Thunder. So TikTok, if you guys are enjoying today's stream and you actually want to talk to people who know basketball, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. Okay, that's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. So, yeah, honestly, Dillon Brooks is great all year round. He changed the culture of this team. And Bro, somebody in the TikTok just said people forget Luka beat OKC in 2022, bro. TikTok, you guys never cease to amuse me, bro. 2022. What was happening in 2022? I was slide canceling all over for Dansk. I didn't even have my dog yet. I still lived in Detroit. Go crazy, bro. Go crazy, TikTok. Like I said, if you guys are enjoying the stream over there, you would enjoy it much, much more over here in the Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. All right. Jesus, that's so funny. That's so funny, bro. I thought it was 2024, wasn't it? Wasn't it 2024 when Luka beat the? Did Luka play them in 24? I don't remember. Okay, let's continue. Honestly, I don't really have anything to say. I don't really have anything to say about this series. It was over. OKC's gonna kill the Lakers. Probably a 4-game sweep. They don't have what it takes. They don't have what it takes to compete with the Thunder. That's no disrespect to the Lakers. The Thunder's just too good. Thunder's just way too good. TikTok, you guys already missed the Magic Pistons series and the Timberwolves Nuggets. If you guys want to tune into what I'm talking about, we post these episodes on Spotify and Apple and YouTube. Or if you just want to come through to the Twitch stream, that's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. Yeah, Lakers can't hold a light to the Thunder. If they get Luka back, I think they can take one. If Luka just drops like 70. But yeah, that's not happening. That's not happening. Yeah, that ain't happening. All right, guys, let's talk about, honestly, we're going to be doing this for every single team that gets eliminated, okay? The Phoenix Suns are the very first team to get eliminated. So let's talk about it. What's next for Phoenix? First and foremost, I would like to give credit to the Phoenix Suns. They got 45 wins. Their expected win total was 30, okay? They got a lot from a little this season. My biggest issue with the Phoenix Suns, and Sun fans, if I were you, I'd close your ears, okay? I'd close your ears for the next 10 seconds, okay? The Phoenix Suns are one of 2 teams in the entire NBA with no plan. They are one of 2 teams in the NBA with no plan. There's only one category you don't want to be involved with when you talk about a team, and that's the Sacramento Kings. If you are in the same conversation as the Sacramento Kings, just know it's not a good conversation to be in. The Phoenix Suns have zero plan. The Wizards are not worse. The Wizards are in one of the best positions in the NBA right now, believe it or not. The Phoenix Suns are together with the Sacramento Kings. So now you have to look at this roster and say, what's next? And I mean this literally. What's next? What's next? Do the Phoenix Suns have any picks? Hold on. Phoenix Suns future picks. I need to do these research before. So in 2026, Washington will receive the more favorable of its 2026 first round pick. Okay, so they lose their best pick of 2026. They get a pick from OKC, Dallas, or Philly with no protections. That's in the second round. Via Cleveland, Utah, or Minnesota, both going to be good teams. All of them are going to be good teams. So there's no protections. I'm not reading all that. So essentially, they don't have picks. They don't have picks. Yeah, they don't have picks. Okay. So, what's next for the Phoenix Suns? Well, they don't have picks. They are paying Devin Booker $72 million. Actually, I got to find that out exactly. Hold on. NBA salaries. Phoenix Suns. So, the reason why I say they have no plan is because they genuinely have no plan. Devin Booker is making $57 million next year. $57 million. The year after that, $61 million. In the year 2029, Devin Booker will be making $69 million. $69 million in 2029. Jalen Green will be making $36 million next year, and then he's got a player option for $36 million in 2028, which you know he'll pick up. Dylan Brooks is only making $21 million next year. Here's the issue. They're going to be paying Bradley Beal until 2031. Ladies and gentlemen, Bradley Beal is on the Clippers, And they are going to be paying him until 2021. 2031. They're going to be paying him, even when he retires, until 2031. Grayson Allen's making $18 million next year. Rolls Royce is making $11 million. Mark Williams got a qualifying offer for $9 million next year. Yeah, dude, this is not good. So we got to talk about this. What's next? Well, what's next? You got to trade somebody, bro. You got to get picks. Matt Ishbia, you're from Metro Detroit. You got to make some moves. You got to make some moves, man. Whether it's Devin Booker to Detroit, who's a Grand Rapids native. Whether it's Dylan Brooks to Detroit. Perfect for their identity. You got to make some sort of moves. You got to. You got to. You have to. Because if you don't, you can get some picks for Dylan Brooks. You can also get picks for Devin Booker. You could. The Pistons have all their picks. Yes, to answer your question, they have all their picks. Yes. So, the only thing that I could hypothesize for the Phoenix Suns, you got to move some people, man. Y'all got to move some people. Y'all got to make these trades. You cannot go into next season still with that top three. D-Book, Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks. Can you con another team into taking Jalen Green? Can you get a good enough package for D-Book? And how much are you going to swindle a team for Dylan Brooks to the point where you won't be able to trade him? They are going to have to do something because they cannot go into next year with these top three guys. They can't. They're already next year going to be a top 10 in salary. Top 10 in salary. You cannot go into next year being top 10 in salary with a roster like this. And we all know Dylan Brooks is a major culture changer. Whatever team he goes to, he's going to change their culture. Dylan Brooks was incredible this year. He averaged 20 points, 3.5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 43% from the field, and 34% from three. Had he not got hurt, who knows what his efficiency would have been? Because he was efficient as this year went on. Dylan Brooks was incredible. And on top of that, D-Book had a horrible year. Devin Booker did not have a good year at all. 26 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 45% from the field, and 33% from three. And I think this series told a lot about who D-Book is as a player. I think this told you a lot. This series, he averaged 21 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. He shot 46% from the field and 25% from three. Again, that's 25% from three. We all are understanding D-Book cannot be your number one guy. He cannot be the number one guy on a team. He wasn't the number one guy with Durant. He wasn't the number one guy with CP3. He's not a number one guy. He's not a playmaker. He's not a primary ball handler. D-Book needs to be a Klay Thompson on steroids. He needs to be. It's not working when the ball's in his hands around the clock. He burns too much of his legs trying to dribble and pass. He's not a good facilitator. He needs to be a Klay Thompson on steroids. He can get to the hoop. He can score at will. Basically, a spot-up shooter and a shot creator for himself. He cannot be your facilitator. And that, I think you just nailed it on... Oh my God, you nailed that comparison, Newsom. His Olympic role is where he's best. Precisely. Exactly right. Wide open, shoot it. Off ball screen, shoot it. Give it to him on the top at the elbow, shoot it. He's not a facilitator. He is basically Spida. That's a great comparison. That's actually a great modern day comparison. Yeah. Him and Spida are essentially the same, except Spida is better at getting to the hoop than Devin Booker is, for sure. He's not a point guard. He needs a point guard. And what better point guard than his fellow light-skinned brother? What other point guard? Spida is better, though. Spida is better. Spider's better. Spider can ball handle better, but honestly, they both suck at playmaking. They're both not good at playmaking. That's honestly, I think they're both main faults, but they're not paid to do that. Neither of them are paid to do that. And when you have that, when you're paying them and demanding them to do it all, it's not working. Okay, guys, that's what's next for the Phoenix Suns. They need to figure out what their plan is. They need to figure out what their plan is. They need to move one of their top 3 guys because they can't afford to continue with this top 3 roster. That was rude to say he sucks at playmaking. He's okay, but there's a reason why Evan Mobley plays better with James Harden next to him, and Jared Allen plays better than Donovan Mitchell in the position. He's not the worst. He's good for his position because he is a 2 guard. I won't lie. Businessman in the Twitch stream, you came in and said, JB, you still trust in your Pistons. Businessman, I haven't trusted JB since last year in the playoffs. I know you like coming in here and trolling me because I can look at your messages and just put you on blast and just ban you after this because it's honestly, I don't like having somebody in here in this community. All you do is come in here, insult the Pistons, insult me, lie on my name and then you say you love me. There's no love when you come into my stream and treat another guy like that. No, I don't believe in JB. I didn't believe in JB last year. I'm not talking about the Pistons right now. I've talked about them enough. I know you find it extremely funny to just come in here once a week and just insult me and do all this. You got to understand, bro. Your play, it's every day. You come in here when the Pistons lose and insult my team. Dude, I know they fucking suck. I know. I'm upset. I'm really upset. And honestly, I'm handling this a lot better than I would have 7 months ago when the season first started. And I promise you, I will get better with handling all these jokes. Every year, every season, I continue doing this. It's my first season covering the NBA as far as I'm like content wise. So I know I'll get better at it, but y'all got to give me a fucking break here, bro. That was the low. I did not believe in the Pistons, bro. I did not believe in them. And to like come in here and just, fuck with me like that every time they lose. It's like, bro, I know it's bad enough. I know. I'll get better as time goes on. They won't. But I pray the Pistons lose in 5. I pray they do because I need JB's gone. I need JB gone, bro. I need him gone. All right, that's what I believe is next for the Phoenix Suns before I got off topic. Ladies and gentlemen, let's preview the games for tonight. The Boston Celtics versus Philly back in Boston. Boston's favored by 11.5. I think that's a astute prediction. I think that's a pretty good prediction. TikTok again, if you guys are enjoying today's stream, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream. That's JZ Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. And it's so funny. You're saying, what has Duran done? Duran should be benched. This is all on JB Bickerstaff. You continuously put in, I'm not talking about this. If you guys want to hear what I talked about the Pistons, be sure to go back into the episode. Post them on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube, and Twitch. The Philly's probably going to lose this game. Boston's going to move on. Philly, it's not. They're not a playoff team, and that's okay. I mean, nobody expected Philly to be this good, anyways, this year. But hey, they made the playoffs, and their season will probably end tonight. And when it does, we will talk about what's next for the Philadelphia 76ers. Celtics are favored by 11.5, and I think that is accurate. I think that's accurate. I got the Celtics winning. I don't think that's a hot take. Now this series, Hawks 2, Knicks 2. Back in the Madison Square Garden, the New York Knicks are favored by 6.5 points. I think the line should be larger than that. I got the Knicks winning tonight. I think this is the game. I think this is the game that the Knicks like sort of step on the Hawks' throat. I don't think they have enough resilience to win tonight. I don't think they have enough resilience. Jalen Johnson can't handle the playoffs right now, and that's okay. It's his first playoffs. And see, that's what I talked about Duran to my friends last year. I said it's okay. It's his first playoff. So hopefully, for Hawks fans, it is just his first playoffs. You know what I mean? See, I appreciate that comment a lot, JJ. Thank you, bro. He came and said, bro, ignore the trolls. You got good NBA knowledge, or else I wouldn't be giving you the time of day. Keep doing. Thank you so much. You know what, JJ? Stick around until after the stream. I'm gifting your ass a sub, bro. I'm gifting you a sub, and you will enjoy the next month of ad-free viewing experience. I appreciate that a lot, bro. And be sure to join the Discord. I appreciate that comment a lot. Thank you, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm fucking sensitive, bro. My Pistons suck. They suck. I got the Knicks winning. And, you know, it's funny. My Knicks fan, Anthony, said, we will come out slow and it'll be a cardiac game. The Knicks are not a good statement win team. So it's funny. I find that funny. Yeah, I got the Knicks winning tonight. If they don't, that's going to be interesting. If they don't win tonight, that's going to be very interesting. We'll see what happens. But I do have the Knicks winning. For the final game that I will be asleep for, but before it ends, the Spurs look to put away the Portland Trailblazers. The line is 11.5. Yeah, Wemby's going to win. The Spurs are going to win. As long as they can hit their wide open shots, I fear nothing for this team. The Spurs should put the Trailblazers away. So tomorrow, chat, we could be saying what's next for the Philadelphia 76ers if they get eliminated, and what's next for the Portland Trailblazers if they get eliminated. So tomorrow's podcast is going to be fun. We're going to be talking about a lot. I'll prepare more like picks, salary. I'll have that all prepared tomorrow. I'll do it better than I did the Suns. But honestly, like, what more can you say about the Phoenix Suns? They don't have a plan. Like Portland, you could see their plan laid out. You know what I'm saying? The Phoenix Suns literally have no plan laid out. They just got a bunch of guys that play basketball and they don't play it well together. You know what I mean? They overachieved, and that's yay. Like, that's happy, right? But there's not much else you can feed off of the Phoenix Suns losing, right? So I will prepare everything right, because the Philadelphia 76ers do have a plan as soon as they evict Joel Embiid out of the country. And then the Portland Trailblazers also have a plan, led by Donny Avdia. All right, guys, that's going to do it for that segment. Let's go ahead and give out my stud of the night. Guys, do we have any suggestions for stud of the night? Like, you could pick Spencer Jones. You could pick Nikola Jokic. You could pick Desmond Bane. You could pick a lot of guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going with one guy in particular, and he's not even a guy. I'm going with Angel Reese. Angel Reese is my stud of the night from last night. Nobody deserves it more than Angel Reese. She got in Duran's head. Her new boyfriend's got bigger meat than her old boyfriend. She posted on her story of Jamal Cain postering Jalen Duren, which, might I add, is not impressive. Jalen Duren is just a meat sack in the paint. He's not a defender. And on top of all of that, could you have imagined Wendell Carter Jr. did that to Jalen Duren? Could you imagine? Could you imagine had Wendell Carter Jr. did that? I'm a Magic fan. I'm an Angel Reese fan. I'm buying an Angel Reese jersey. My Pistons fan Ram came into the Twitch and said, oh, F off. I'm gone for 15 minutes and this is the bullshit I come back to. Angel Reese is my stud of the night. I guess what's a female stud? What's a female stud? Because stud is like literally by definition a male dog. Oh no, that would be, yeah, no, let's not do the female dog. Let's not do that. Yeah, let's not do the female dog. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna call her we're just gonna call her stud. She's a stud. She plays in the WNBA. She's a stud. Shout out Angel Reese. Soon to be Angel Reese Carter. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today's episode. It's an interesting one. We were covered at the end. TikTok, I'm going to go ahead and end it, but we are still live on Twitch. No, my real stud of the night is Spencer Jones. He was a flamethrower last night. He's my real stud of the night. Jamal Cain was hooping, but I got to give it to Spencer Jones. That's my real stud of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's going to do it for today's episode. TikTok, we are still live on Twitch. If you guys want to bully me about the Pistons, come through to the Twitch. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. We're still live on Twitch. Come through. Podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. TikTok, that's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. Either look it up on the Purple app or click the link in my bio. Ladies and gentlemen, I got nothing left to say except for Twitch. Stick around. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you guys for watching / listening. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Love y'all, man.